Tristan time! Hey, it is Tristan time, guys, and I'm feeling really good about this because basically this section of parts that you can see over here, these parts are ready for paint, and that is a good portion of the parts that we got here. So ready for paint means that the end is near, the end is in sight anyway. We're getting close. I'm just finishing up basically the last work on this group of parts here. A little bit more to clean up, and we're going to do a little bit of detailing up on this. I have decided I don't really want to do a whole lot of detailing up on this because I just really can't be bothered. It's not something that I really want to spend months and months more working on. I kind of want it to just be done. So we're going to do a little bit of detail up on it, but not like anything super crazy. Now, let me just talk about one thing here. Let's talk about this. This is pretty interesting. So the fuel tanks that I had here, let's have a look at these. Because of what I used for these, and they were just kind of those like cosmetic spritzer bottles, they were like really soft plastic and they didn't really take well to sanding. Like I sanded them a bunch and then sprayed some primer on them, and it just had that like really fuzzy feeling. If you've ever tried that, you know exactly what I mean. It just has that really fuzzy look. So I was exploring or thinking about different ways of how to get around that, and what I ended up coming up with that I think worked out pretty well here is basically I took some putty, basically just this, which is pretty much all rolled up now. It's just Tamiya normal type, just gray putty. You can just take some of this and then you can mix it with thinner. You can mix it with just regular like lacquer thinner, and that will basically thin the putty down to make it more thin, like basically a really thick paint basically at that point. And then I just kind of slathered all that all over here. Gave that a couple days to cure and dry, and then sanded it all smooth, and it's pretty smooth. I think it's not going to be like the most smooth thing ever, but I think it's going to look okay in the final thing. I need to give it another coat of primer, and then we'll see. But for now, I think that's going to be the best way. At least it'll take and hold the paint, and it'll be smoother than what it would have been otherwise. So also here I added a few parts here onto the bottom. I was just going to have these plain, but I thought it just looked a little bit too boring, so I wanted to. There's a few different scrap parts. The blue ring is like from HG ball. That's like the little stand that the ball uses, and those green parts are leftover parts from the polypod ball. It's actually all extra ball parts. And then these giant thruster bells are very large. Let me just give you an example here. Where's the head part? Oh, okay. I thought it was over here. The head. One thing that I did want to do something else with this, but here's the head, and here is the thruster bell. This thruster bell is leftover parts from the Deep Striker, so it's actually from the Master Grade XS Gundam. So this is going to be pretty large, but that's just going to stick into there for the giant fuel tanks there on his back. It's pretty outrageous, it's pretty giant, but I think it'll match well with these giant fuel tanks that he's got in there. So we got those, so those are pretty much done as well, those parts. So what I've got here too is the wing bits, and I cut out, I just had these option parts of these little vents. I want to just glue these onto this support arm just to add a little bit more detail to this support arm, because it's just like a boring square bar, so it's just a matter of just gluing these on here. Then I've got some of these really tiny little bolt details. These are from this set from Wave, the Wave O Bolt 2. So you have these in different sizes, 1.5 millimeter, 2 millimeter, and 3 millimeter for this set. I want to use these just to fill in these holes here in the front of the shield. So you can just pop that in there, and it's actually held in by friction at the moment, but I'm just going to go ahead and drop some glue on that in, of course, anyway. Well, and I don't think I showed this to you guys last time. This is how the shield ended up looking once the cross is removed on the front of there. We've got kind of the extra amount of bulk there added to the front. Our shield is going to end up looking like that, and then I took the part here on the back. That part there in the center is the part from the original Tristan kit on the back of that shield, and they had the handle. The handle was like sticking up at an angle to actually hold on to that. I could just cut that off and re-glued it there, so it's just down flat, so the handle is just laying down flat there. And then got the connector piece here. The connector was shaped to fit around the arm, but I cut it off on one side and just added this peg here, so that will just fit into there. So that is the original connector. I just changed the way that it actually connects to the arm, and that'll fit onto this forearm piece. I'll just plug onto there, just like that, onto the forearm. And also the hands, I did change the hands as well. So these hands that I'm going to use for this are going to be they're actually Kotobukiya MSG option parts hands. They're actually kind of meant for frame arms kits, I believe. They're just kind of like smaller frame arms types kits, but that will just, these just fit on here perfectly without having to do any sort of alteration, and the size actually works quite well. So that's for that, and then the other side is for holding the bazooka. So I just got this like weapon holding hand. I did have to cut the inside of the hand a little bit, even though this bazooka is an MSG option part, so it should match up. It didn't really fit in there quite well, so to be able to hold on that, I had to cut the inside of the hand a little bit, so that would hold on to there, and then obviously the bazooka will be all fitting around that, which is over here, over in parts, because I'm working on sanding that and getting rid of a couple of seam lines on that at the moment. But I want to stick a couple more of these old bolt parts, some of the really tiny 1.5mm parts here on the chest, so I need to drill a couple holes here on the side of that. For doing that, I need to get this. Oh, and a couple people asked in a recent video about this drill set. I used this, and some people asked what drill set this is. This is from Mr. Hobby, just the Mr. Pinvice basic set. Really, really nice, actually. I like this. The Pinvice that I was using before is the kind that has you just interchange the drill bit. So the annoying thing is that you have to change the drill bit anytime you want to change the different size. The nice thing with this is that you just have them all right here. So the other one I think is better for space. If you're more space conscious, you don't want like something this big taking up that much space, but this is really nice. You just grab whichever one you need. So it's 1.5mm, and we're going to put these like in the corner of the top of the chest part here. So first I've just marked those with a pencil just to get the spot where I want to do that, and then I'm just gonna notch it here real quick just with a knife so that the drill will go in straight there. Okay, so I messed that up pretty well and basically nuked the whole front of the torso there. So my holes, I don't know whether my marking or my drilling was just not in line. So my drill marks weren't right, so then I basically just carved out this whole section there, made new holes, put those little bits in there, and also put in these little bars there. So just making some just kind of differently shaped detail. Not sure how that's really gonna look. I need to get some primer on that for sure. But let's see. Also, on some of these other parts, basically I'm just going in and just doing a little bit of scribing. I'll just scribe these two little ticks there on the front of the shoulder armor, and just things like that. Really, like the lower leg parts here are the parts that I'm cleaning up the most, like cleaning up, puttying, and then just trying to get them to look quite right. Otherwise, I'm at the point where I need to go for another round of primer, make sure that some of the stuff that was sanded and worked on a little bit more, and I need to prime it again to make sure it's all looking good. And then I think we'll probably still have a little bit more work to do on a couple pieces, but let's go for some more primer. It feels so good to have this actually standing and almost ready for paint. It is just about ready for us to go over and actually get started painting on this. I still have a little bit more cleanup work to do on the lower legs part. I'm going to finish that up, and then we're going to start with the primer on this guy. I'm not actually going to use gray primer. I'm actually going to use mahogany primer on the whole thing, so it will all be primed again, but this is just basically to see how everything's looking. I'm just using the gray primer just to see how everything looks, make sure everything's all looking good, and I'm thinking that it's looking good. It's definitely looking like something, and as you're seeing it now, some parts aren't like completely fitted together or something, like so that doesn't look like exactly how it's going to look, and obviously it's missing its face and then a few other parts here and there, so you're not getting the full effect, and obviously it doesn't have all the backpack parts and everything on, but you can get a general idea of how the base Gundam is going to be looking now. I really like the super bulk in the legs. It's really got some serious bulk there, and I'm liking it. The arms, a little bit long, I'm thinking now. I'm kind of thinking about if I maybe want to go in and shorten the arms a little tiny bit by like shaving like a couple millimeters, like 2 millimeters, like off the top of the upper arm, maybe like that, just to shorten that up a little bit. But maybe not. It's just the one arm over on this side here is not pushed in all the way, so that's why that one looks a little bit extra long. So I think that's why it's just kind of throwing me off. This one over here looks okay, so I think it'll be okay. But I'm also really relieved that these parts here that I messed up on the chest, ended up looking actually okay once it's primed and everything looks good enough. I like that detail there. It came out looking fine, which is a big relief because I was really worried about that. I really fucked up that part there, but everything, yeah, is looking pretty good. I'm just ready to get some real deal primer on this, so let me finish up working on the legs and get everything sprayed in mahogany primer. And then the next episode is going to be about the actual painting, and so I'll let you know like kind of why I'm using mahogany for a primer and then what the color scheme is going to be for this guy. So we're pretty close now. Sorry that this episode didn't really have a whole lot of real content in it. It's just kind of a little bit here and there, sporadic, just a little bit about the detailing on it. But I'm pretty pumped that this guy is actually going to be done pretty soon. So thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode, which should be relatively soon. See you then. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.